Wealth inequality. Hello guys, so I've been trying to make a video today. I was trying to do the clothing catalog one actually, but now I'm going to do this one because I was sitting down and I just felt really sad, and it's about this issue. Yes, again, it's something that I feel called to help with someday. Let me just get straight to the point. There are people who just live in terrible conditions, even within the developed countries, and it's just not fair. The system is not fair. I know there's so many things about people saying, oh, but people don't work hard, people don't want to work. But what about the sons of billionaires and the daughters of billionaires? They don't want to work hard either. And then people say again that the billionaires earn their money. Most people have earned their money, you know? And yeah, some of the billionaires, they come out with groundbreaking ideas, and that's how they earn their money. You can say it's about even the time period, and the truth is it is about time period. But again, there's still another problem we run into. Why is it all in America then? If everything was so fair, why is it only in the developed countries that we see these things happening? And people say a lot of things, that corruption and all of that. But it's not just about corruption. It's not just about the money that they have, but the opportunities that they have available to them. It's not just about the richness of the one man, but the richness of the entire country itself. History has had its problems. I'm not here to bring up history, because if you bring up history in certain times, it just doesn't help. We don't want the mistakes of history to repeat. That's true. But like, we can't just sit here and be like, oh, because this place had, therefore they deserve to go down now. No, that's not what I'm asking for. I just wish for equality. And I didn't want to make this video because I actually talked about a solution, which is basically where the big businesses turn into governmental ones, and each country has their own big governmental business for a lot of the major things, such as internet, airports, and people can be employed in those businesses so that the government gives them part of the wealth, so that the people get to at least benefit from the government, and they also work for the government, so they're working for their country. Everybody should have a hand in the government, but the government should also have a hand in everyone, you know? And it's still in a way fair, because you still have to work for the money, but it's just that the government is the one who owns the bulk of the money, rather than one or a select few billionaires. The billionaires are not bad people. It's just that if one person owns money, they don't want to give it away because they think they've earned it. And yeah, for the most part they have earned it, but they earned it because nobody else could. I'm not saying that they shouldn't enjoy the fruit of their labor, but it doesn't make sense. Like, Jesus died for the entirety of the world to be saved. Imagine if he died for one person, or the few disciples that followed him. How would that make sense? Technically it's fair because they followed him, right? But wouldn't that be neglectful of other people? So that's what I'm trying to get at here. It's not that it's bad that they have money. It's just that it's not necessarily fair when all the flow of money goes to one person. So that's why I think it's beneficial for the government to own the big businesses. And the unfortunate thing is, even though I really like the idea of this system, there's no way that it would have to be instated right now. The solution shouldn't be that everybody's paid the same. The solution should just be that people are given everywhere more opportunities to get a good pay. Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it. It shouldn't just be the doctors and lawyers that get that kind of pay, right? I don't justify stealing and all of that, but people wouldn't steal. At least most people, reasonable people, right, would not steal if they were well off. Jealousy is not good. But if people have a stake in having a lot of money, they're not going to be jealous of anyone, even if somebody else has more than them. So that's why it's important that people are given an ability to earn a lot of money, not just the one with the high paying job, you know? And the other thing I wanted to say about this is that what really breaks my heart is that people leaving their home country just to go to America or London or Paris or Germany just to find a better life, and they leave their family and everything behind, and they leave their culture. I can't say I wouldn't do the same thing. I'm gonna be honest, but I don't want to be this kind of person. I want to be somebody who's so tied to my home that I won't leave for anything, even if I have to be on the battlefield. Because for me, if you're gonna, it has to be for language. You can't just move somewhere and live in this cognitive dissonance that in my heart I'm a Ghanaian, but here I'm in America. And yeah, you can say, oh, but it's minor compared to the difference that you would have had if you stayed home. No, not really. Because is your heart content? I don't want to live somewhere and be like, because I'm healthy and safe, I consider this place a good place. No. How do you actually feel about the place, the language? How do you feel about the culture? You know, do things have to be exactly the same in every place? No, but they shouldn't be substantially different. The unfairness isn't you can get coco here, but when you come to America, you can't get coco, or you can get coconte in Ghana, but you can't in America. That's not unfairness. That's just cultural difference. But what I'm talking about is that you can afford a 2-story house in America, but when you're in Ghana, even if you have that money, it wouldn't have the same amenities. People use that, oh, the rich should just donate all their money. They're still gonna get more tomorrow. So if you think the donation is helping, it helped for 1 minute, right? It helped for that one day that they donate. How did Walmart become rich? By cutting corners everywhere else, right? And there are places that you can get rich without cutting corners, yes, but that's still not fair. Not because you didn't earn it, but because you don't need it. People don't think about, like, if you get a lot of money and you don't need it, that's not a blessing. Overabundance is not a blessing. Abundance is meant to be enjoyed. So there's this parable in the Bible of the Lord like split fish and bread, right? It was like a small amount, and then he split it to feed 5,000 people, and there were like 12 basketfuls left over. But you know what he said? Nothing should go to waste. That's not how richness and abundance works in current system. In this current system, whoever is rich and abundant overuses their money, and whatever they don't use, well, they just continue to lavish on themselves. And I'm not trying to call out individual people here. I'm just saying the behavior is bad. The mentality is very bad. Nobody covets having enough. Nobody covets being content, but they covet the richness. They covet the overabundance. But you need to realize the richness is the insecurity. But living fully and being fully in tune with everything you have, that is true prosperity. The only reason we like richness so much is because the system, but it's unfair. If somebody were to offer cheaper prices than Walmart today, guess what? Nobody's going to Walmart ever again. It's ruthless, right? Even if you consider the fact that Walmart's so rich right now, technically, if they lose so many customers, they could be gone in a month. That even happens when they settle in smaller places in America. So they have to shut their store down. Despite all of their richness, even they can lose profit. So what I'm saying is, yes, the system is ruthless. That's why people love richness so much. But just because the system is bad doesn't mean you can't shift your mentality. Don't let it control you. And I do believe that hustle culture is evil because it encourages you to work overly hard for something that you deserve. I'm not gonna sit here and say being poor is the life, because it's not, but richness is not either. Learn to conserve. I know in like developed countries, you accumulate a lot of stuff, and sometimes you're like, I don't need this, I'll just throw it away. There are some people in the world who don't have anything. So when you have something, you should definitely make good use of it. I'm not saying that every single useless thing you should keep. If something isn't useful to you, just sell it or give it to somebody who wants it. And for me, the ethics of selling is not about making a bunch of money off of a product. It's about giving it to somebody who will actually care about it. You don't want to make it so cheap that people are basically getting it for free, but you don't want to make it so expensive that people shy away from your items, right? So if you make them a reasonable price, if they're coming from you, they're secondhand, why do you have to price it so high, right? But if you make them a reasonable price, of course, somebody's going to jump on it right away. Me personally, I do want to have a selling catalog on Mercari, and if I start that, I will probably share it on my channel as well, just so I can get more customers. If you want to save money, live in a way that conserves resources so that you don't go out and buy more of those resources. Resourcefulness is not about learning the value of money, but learning the value of a resource. You don't have to undervalue something just because it's disposable or just because made out of plastic. Now, it is kind of hard to practice this in real life because some things are literally just trash, right? And recycling is like non-existent, but just do it where you can. Society and culture isn't going to teach you resourcefulness, especially in places of privilege, because it's like, oh, why would you care about the little thing that you have? Why not just buy another one? You know, it's cheap anyway. Anyways, guys, I really think I need to end it. I don't know what happened, but I feel so much better after making this, and I hope you do too. Thanks for watching. Bendiciones. Ciao.